So recently I made a video comparing 8 wired earphones under 2000 rupees, but you guys are of course very smart, so you quickly pointed out that I was missing some very prominent choices in the set that I tested. So today I have 2 of the earphones that you guys suggested, and I am going to compare these against the winner of that previous comparison, the CCA NRA. So the most popular choice that I missed was of course the Blon BL-03, and I did actually want to include this in the video, but opportunity isn't something that you can just buy, it is something that happens in your life at the right time. I have to say that after testing out the Blons, I can totally understand the hype behind them because they just sound so right. They are smaller than the 2 other earphones and they fit really well into your ears, so they are the most comfortable earphones. As for their sound, I really like their sound signature. You hear plenty of detail with them without the treble being harsh, and even though their bass is boosted, it doesn't feel muddy. The Blon BL-03 have just one dynamic driver, while the other 2 earphones have dual drivers. Even though higher driver count doesn't always mean that one earphone is going to be better than the other, in the case of these 3 earphones, the CCA NRA and ZEX do provide a significantly higher level of detail and resolution. So while I have a lot of positive things to say about the Blons, they don't sound as detailed and resolving as the other 2 earphones. The second earphone I missed including was ZEX, and coming to the comparison between CCA NRA and ZEX, I think CCA is actually a sub-brand of KZ, and both of them have the same driver configuration with one dynamic and one electrostatic driver, so the similarities in their sound aren't surprising. Both of them share almost identically shaped shells, but one big difference between them is with their ear tips. Even though they have the same sized stems, the ear tips on the ZEX make them kind of stick out of your ears, while the ear tips on the CCA NRA let them fit better and more snugly into your ears. So while I find ZEX to be comfortable too, I find the overall fit of the CCA NRA to be better, even though you can achieve the same fit with the ZEX if you change their ear tips with the NRAs. But coming to their sound, the biggest difference between them is their sound signature. The ZEX felt more V-shaped to me, while the CCA NRA had a more mid-forward presentation with smoother treble. Now I personally like a more balanced sound signature with mids that are not recessed, so I prefer the CCA NRAs more, but while the ZEX are more V-shaped, it isn't done in a bad way, so even though I can feel the treble being a bit boosted on the ZEX, it just feels like a different flavor of sound rather than something that feels inferior to the NRA. So if you prefer a more smoother presentation in the treble with a better focus on the vocals, you can go with the CCA NRA, while if you are looking to be able to hear the cymbals and other instruments more prominently in your music, you can go with the ZEX. You will be satisfied with either of them, and they both have a very similar level of detail with really great bass, nice soundstage, and an overall sound that is on a higher level than most of the other options available in this price range, including the Blons. Now I did check out the reviews on the NRA online, and they talk about some odd peaks at around 8 kHz. This weirdness is kind of audible in some tracks because some of the instruments can sometimes sound a bit harsh. However, I didn't find this to be a serious issue, and it is only somewhat audible in some tracks. The Blons are also a nice purchase in this comparison because they have kind of a relaxed sound that is nice for casual listening, and even though their detail level and resolution isn't as good, I really like their sound signature and the overall presentation. So you're not really going to make a wrong decision by going with any 3 of these in this comparison, but the NRAs are my personal favorite, followed by ZEX and then the Blons, and I'll link to all 3 of these in the video description. And that was it for this review. Let me know if you have had a similar experience with these earphones. Subscribe with bell, do give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.